Ooh wee, Rick. What's going on, guys? I'm munching some avocado toast and news. I got the GoPro Hero8 in the mail yesterday, and I have an outrageously large selfie stick. So naturally, we should be able to get out there and get some pretty cool B-roll, get used to the GoPro. So this is gonna be a video, just kind of initial impressions of getting running footage with the GoPro Hero8. We'll be messing around with the settings, trying some different stuff, and it's all gonna be on a 19 to 40 inch selfie stick. So we also don't know if the selfie stick is even gonna break or sustain itself. So yeah, we're gonna get some answers right now with initial impressions of the GoPro Hero8. I'm gonna eat this toast and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna give it a go. So I'll see you there.
All right, guys, initial impressions. This is 1080p at 30 frames a second. How's the microphone sound? How's it look? In general, this is the first test because I know there's other runners out there that don't necessarily talk while they're running. There's a lot of times where I pull out the DJI Osmo and I'll talk to the camera while I'm running. So it's kind of one of those features that I need to be able to use and utilize every now and again. So if the GoPro is gonna be the one-stop shop, this type of stuff has to look good, has to sound okay. This is a pretty good time to remind you guys, I am fundraising for Parkinson's research. You can click the link in the description, it'll take you to my fundraiser page. My dad was diagnosed a couple years ago, and this is a great opportunity for me to raise some money for the research. And then also, fingers crossed, New York City TCS Marathon, November. Hopefully I'll be towing the starting line. So yeah, just a reminder, go ahead and check the description. I know it's a hard time to give anything, so believe me, no pressure. Just thought I'd throw it in there. But we're gonna get out on the trails here, pavement trails. I think I might just do like 7 miles or so, kind of casual. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And we'll see how the GoPro Hero8 looks and sounds. Let's check it out.
All right, what is going on, guys? We are back in the apartment. It is a beautiful day outside, but I am glad to have gotten my run in and now be back chilling, had my smoothie. So a fun 7 miler, a beautiful day, and thankful to be able to do it in the middle of the day without too many people around on a Friday. So we're going into the weekend pretty strong. That being said, we will transition to my takeaways, initial takeaways of the GoPro Hero8. Okay, so you've seen some of the footage. My number one takeaway for me personally, this is more of a skills thing. I want to do a little bit better at hiding the selfie stick. I think the stick is totally essential for what I'm trying to get out of it. I think it gives you that range, it gives me the movement, and it gives you that almost perspective of being filmed by someone else while you're running. That being said, if you see the selfie stick, you know it's a selfie stick. So in general, my intentions for that is to just try to do better about hiding the selfie stick. But you know, I got tons of practice ahead of me, so that's gonna be pretty easy. All right, number 2 I wrote down was I love 120 frames per second also while getting the audio. On some cameras these days, even with, so I'm filming on the Canon 90D, when you want to film slow motion, even on a camera like this, you're gonna be limited to picking slow motion footage or footage that can have audio at 60 frames per second. So being able to have that 1080p while also getting the audio is just kind of super convenient. Like if you want to have, you know, the splash of landing in a puddle or something, you could still use that while also, you know, speed ramping into maybe a slow motion clip and then speed ramping out and you're hearing the splash. I don't know, it just adds an engaging element that I really like. Moving on from there, I think the burst photo aspect is pretty cool. So what that does is it shoots 30 frames basically. And it gets a burst of literally 30 photos. So you can shoot for a couple seconds and it's literally catching each frame at the files end up being JPEGs that are about like 2.5 megabytes. So it's relatively high quality for digital, I would say. Photos that are, I mean, they're awesome for, you know, posting with your STRAVA run. They're awesome for Instagram, maybe a thumbnail for YouTube. It has a lot of value. And you're also getting a ton of a single moment, which is ultimately for someone who's out there running and also trying to film and take photos, that's super convenient. Yeah, dude, stabilization, like the in-camera stabilization is unbelievable. You can see it, like I'll throw some more video up on the screen now. Like it's pretty unbelievable for something that's it's not on a gimbal, it's not on a stabilizer, it's just built-in digital stabilization, which, I mean, that's right. That's GoPro's bread and butter. So that is to be expected. First time out, I'm just saying, in-camera stabilization is pretty unreal. In general, the color looks good. I would say the highlights are a little bit blown out at moments, but it is an action camera and it's generally doing an auto exposure function. You know, it's not something where I can just stop and be like, oh, you know, let's bump the shutter speed or, you know, crank the ISO down while I have the chance. So yeah, color in general, it looks good. I would say it is right up there with any other action camera that is going to be doing most of its functionality automatically. Audio is pretty good. You heard it. So basically, you know, I think it's up there. It's at least on par with the DJI Osmo Pocket. It's not amazing, but like it's also an action camera. So I need to have my expectations at a certain level. So yeah, as long as it sounds pretty darn good and I can work with it, that's all I really need there. Okay, so my last takeaway, initial impressions of the GoPro Hero 8 is why in God's name would you pack the battery and the memory card and the USB-C input all within a millimeter of each other? You literally, like, you have to take the battery out to get the micro SD card out. Yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, it's like so far from having an actual problem with it, but the fact that it's all so close to each other is kind of a buzzkill. But yeah, those are my takeaways. I think it was 8. Whoa. 8 takeaways of the GoPro Hero 8 initial impressions for runners. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Those are my initial impressions of the GoPro Hero 8. I think the footage came out pretty darn good. Had an awesome 7-miler out there. Hopefully everyone else has a good weekend as well. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your running. Enjoy all the virtual runs you may have going on right now. And yeah, see you in the next video.